Hello, I'm Karen and I own the Cake Tower, and I'm going to carry on now that my hand's healed, and I'm going to carry on and show you how to put the actual person into the chair. When we left the chair last time, we'd got our sponge supporting the bottom, and we really just have to peel that out and put that to one side. And we're going to be making our person on a board with some greaseproof paper, because the feet will stick to the board and they will need peeling off once it's actually dried. I did actually try to make the video already using the darker colours and it didn't work, so because I've got the black work surface behind. So I'm using some lighter colours and hoping that this will actually make it all be more visible for you. So I've already rolled out some balls for their feet. Actually that one's a little bit too big. And these are 5 grams each. And what we're going to do is we roll the ball, and then we're going to, I want to make sure it's properly rolled. I'm rolling like this, but pressing quite hard. I'm going to use my finger on one half of the ball and rock it backwards and forwards so that we can make the teardrop shape, so that we've actually got a nice shape for the shoe. And I'm going to use my knife tool to do the markings, because I like to put the bottom of the shoe on, even though it's at the bottom, and it's just so if somebody turns over at the top, they can actually see that you've gone to plenty of effort. So about 2/3 down, we're going to put a nice line which is going to represent the heel of the shoe, and then I'm going to come down the side, a nice line there. Excuse me, I've still got a tickle. I haven't actually got a cold, so I'm not sure what the tickle was about. Maybe it's just because it's the season is changing over. Just make that nice and tidy there. So we've come around and we need to do the front of the shoe, so we're going to come around there, come around and meet up, and just make sure that that's nice and tidy. And I like to just put a little indent into the side of the shoe, so that this shoe would be their right shoe, but obviously it's going to go on my left side. And then I'm going to do the second one. So roll it into the nice ball, backwards and forwards, flattening it, pinching like this action to make it so it's flatter, to make the shape of the shoe. Mark it the same again for the heel, down the side, and again, and we just need to join our lines up together like so. Tidy that up a little bit there, and the same for the front, going around there and around, and just finish that bit off there. And then remember, this is the opposite side, so I'm just going to make a little indent that side, and there we go. Bring that back there so you can see. So these are our feet, so that we can sit there like that. Then I've already prepared the next stage, which is I'm using pink so that you can see. I'm sorry, they're going to be a strange coloured person, but this is just so that you can actually see what I'm doing, because building a person in the chair helps you get the scale right of a person. So what I'm just rolling this out into a sausage shape now, but I want it to be fatter at this end and thinner at this end. So I'm going to roll it out and roll it some more. I'm pressing down quite hard with this because the modelling icing is nice and firm, and I'm spreading my fingers out as I go so that it stretches it and makes it nice. There we go. Now, because it is our leg, what we want to do is we want to check that the leg is actually going to be correct, and at the minute that's not going to meet the shoe. There's actually a gap, so and also I can see that I'm getting some crack in there, and I think that's just probably because I've left my icing rolled. It has been covered in a plastic bag, but I had to leave it for a while because I got disturbed while I was trying to do my modelling, so I shall push that out of the way so I don't knock that while I'm redoing this. Nice and firm. Now if you want to learn how to do the modelling icing, it is really easy. If you're, I don't want to say if you're normal, that seems a bit mean, but if you've got something like rheumatoid arthritis, then actually making the modelling icing can be a little bit hard. So but I do believe that Tesco's have watched my videos and have now used the exact measurements, because Tesco's are now selling modelling icing in the supermarket. So thank you Tesco for watching my video if you have. I don't know whether they really did, but it would be nice, wouldn't it, to think that something like that's watching your videos. So I'm rolling out the leg, making sure that the leg's nice length, and then I'm pinching the fatter end to make it flat at the end, so it's more like a boot cut trouser, just to help with the visual effect of how it looks. And we're just going to bring that back and check again, and that's a much better size because I've actually just touched the shoe there and laid that down, and that will actually fit, but I'm not going to stick it into place just yet, so that can stand there and wait until I'm ready for this one. I'm going to need this one as well. Like I said, I'd left my icing for a little while and I want it all to be as nice as possible, and you never know, you might get disturbed while you're actually doing your modelling and have to redo your balls so that they're nice and smooth. And no rude innuendos are meant by this, by the way. My daughter loves to laugh at my videos, and so thank you very much for that. And I'm rolling again, I'm pressing quite firm, and I'm stretching and pressing as I go. And we obviously want this leg to be the same length as the other leg, unless you actually get asked to be able to make somebody that's only got one leg or half a leg, because people do. I've made somebody in a wheelchair before, so you've got to be prepared, I think, when you're doing bespoke items, to put your skills to the test, I suppose, and say, you know, and adapt what you've learnt. So there we are, there's my legs, they're both looking approximately the same length. So I'm going to bring this back. Now before I actually put the leg on, I'm going to I'm going to actually mark about halfway down. I'm going to just put some indents in. This is for the back of the leg. When I'm actually doing standing up figures, I like to have that at the back so that people can see, and it helps you as well, but also it helps with bending. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pinch hold of the sides. I'm going to have one finger and thumb at the front of the back, and I'm just going to bend to make the nice, it gives it a nice shape as you bend it. It gives, sort of indents it a little bit like a person really would be. And then I'm going to get some of my boiled water and just put a little bit on the bottom of the shoe. May as well do them both. And we're going to be sticking the leg to this part of the chair, so to there and to there. So we'll get a bit more boiled water, and we're going to wet the chair, because we don't, when I'm posting my items, as you know, the journey can be quite rough really, so I want everything to be as strong as possible to actually be able to cope with travelling through the post. So I'm going to get the shoe, and I've got my leg, it's got this little bend in it, and I'm going to push the actual trousers onto the shoe so it's stuck into place first. Then I'm going to rest the trousers against the chair, push there and then push down with my bend so that my person's now sitting And we can squidge that out a little bit because everybody's got a squidgy bum. No matter how skinny you are, you should have a squidgy bum. Right then, so next leg we're going to mark it again so that we've got the back creasing behind our knee. And I'm going to pinch and bend. There. I'm going to get my other shoe. Push down, and I'm pinching the side of the trousers, and I'm just supporting the shoe. I'm not pinching the shoe, but I'm pinching the trousers. I'm pushing so that it's going to stick. We need it to stick. We don't want our shoes to be falling off. And then we're going to rest it up against the actual chair, press there, and then press down. And we want to squidge that out so that we've got our little bottom just there. And there we go. Looks like our person's got nice and comfy in the chair there. So the next part of the chair, we need to make them, I thought I'd make a t-shirt so that I can show you how you can add their arms easily by making a t-shirt. I'm trying to do this as easy as possible because if it's the first time you've ever made a person, making them in a chair is really good because you've got the chair as a support, and as you know I don't use any cocktail sticks or anything hidden like that in my food because I don't want to hurt anybody, and I've got my children, and the last thing that you want is somebody to go and bite your cake topper and hurt themselves. I know that you put on, people that do use the actual cocktail sticks and things in their work will put a notice on their actual work, but actually on the day, you can imagine there you are at your wedding and little kids come along and pick something off and try and bite it, and it's just woo, no thank you. No dangerous stuff for me or anybody. So what I'm doing here is I've got a bit of white. I'm rolling it into a ball, and then I'm going to roll it into a cone shape there, and then I'm just going to bring back my person and just have a rough see. It's like, okay, I think what if I can do is I can just pick this up so that you can actually see better. The person, when I put the person on, is looking, because this person, there's a gap there. They're going to sit, so I think, so that they'll lean back into the chair, because people tend to lean, they don't tend to sit up straight. Now you can, if you want to, put a little cushion behind them. I think this person is a little bit too big, because I'll show you in a minute, when I actually put the body on, I need to leave a little bit of room of the top of the chair. So now I've got my cone again, and I'm going to do the pinching action again, and I'm pinching out the bottom of the cone to represent their top that they're wearing. And it's just, imagine somebody's sitting on there, they're not going to be all dead nice and neat and stuff really, are they, when you sit down, but you're trying to make it as neat as you can. So they want their body, their top, to come to the edges of the trousers so it fits nicely there. Yeah. And I'm going to make my person lean. Or shall I actually? I think I will. I'll show you how to put the cushion in there. That might actually help better. So let's get. Hang on. We'll have some bright yellow. Sorry about that. I'm just getting some bright yellow. Give it a quick knead. Just push that over there a minute. This the neon yellow. This is also by the M&B Icing. I love these bright colours. They're so beautiful. There, I've got some bits. So what I'm going to do is just get a little bit of this. We want to try and make it in proportion with the chair and the person. So roll a little ball. This is another one that's about the same size as the Malteser. Squash it, and then try and make it into square. So you're going to pinch this way, turn around, pinch this way, and then just pinch the corners out a little bit, just to make it more of a square and more natural looking. You've got to remember that your person's sitting in your chair, so they'll actually squash the cushion. But there. Yeah, I think that's looking like a cushion. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring that back. I'm going to get some more of my boiled water. I'm just going to rub some of the boiled water up the back of the chair. And we're just going to have their cushion behind it, like that. Then I've got my body. And because I need my body to stick to my person and to my cushion, I also need to moisten the cushion now. So moisten the cushion. And I'm going to get a bit of boiled water actually onto the legs there, and we're going to just put our person on and sort of push them back so that they're going to want to hold the front, because you don't want to push it back and then that to pop up, so you want to just lean them back a little bit. So you've got that gap behind them. Can we see that gap? But this part doesn't come above the chair, because what we're going to do is we're going to use this back of this chair as a support to hold the head into place. So I just need my my ball tool. Oh, let's go mark on that. Right, I've got my ball tool. I'm just going to indent the top of the head here. This is to help top of the head. Indent the body, because this is going to help when the head comes to sit into place. So we've got a nice indent there. I'm going to get this tool and just do a little line down the front, and just a couple of little indents each side to represent the buttons on their shirt. Then I'm going to get a little bit more of the white. For this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a collar. So I'm going to roll into a ball. This is about a garden pea size. Once you get smaller like this, it's really hard to weigh them. So I'm going to roll this into a sausage, but then I want the ends to be more pointed, to come round for the collar. And sorry, I'm off the video. This is a little bit tacky. Then I'm going to get some more boiled water. I'm just going to put this around the edge. And this, I'm pinching this together. This is going to sit on the top. This is to represent their collar of their shirt. And there. I'll put more boiled water because that bit's not sticking there. And then we've got the collar of the shirt. Oops. There we go. It is actually, especially when you're learning, it can be a little bit fiddly, but as you get used to it, it gets easier. Like I say, practice makes perfect. Well, it makes better. I can't say it ever makes perfect, because icing is one of those things that you can make your item, but then while it's drying, gravity takes over, so it moves. Pardon me. Burping now. Crikey me, I don't know what's the matter with me today. There we go. I'm going to make these. These are going to be the short sleeves. So this is like a process pea size. And same again, we're going to rock it and make our cone shape. We're going to make 2 of these there, and we're going to pinch around the edges very gently, because this one's a little bit tacky, this icing. Put that there a minute, and pinch gently around the edges for this one too. There. And then I'm going to get a little bit more of the boiled water. I'm brushing most of the water off onto the back of my hand there, because I need the slightest little bit here. And I'm going to just put a very little amount each side of the top. And then we're going to push the arm into place there. Remember, this is just the top sleeve, so if you was imagining a person, the sleeves would come to just above their elbow. And I'm going to use the ball tool. I'm going to pinch hold of this. You can't see very well what I'm doing. And we're going to be pushing the ball tool up into the sleeve just to make an indent. I'll lift it up afterwards to show you what I've done. Whoops, his arm slipped over there. Go back there. And then push that one under there. Right, hopefully the shoes won't fall off. And if you have a look underneath, you can see where the ball tool has actually gone in and made the indents for each side. And there we have got our partial person made on our chair. For the next part of it, I'm going to need the flesh colour. I've already prepared some flesh colouring, which is also a bit stiff because it's been put to one side. And for this, it actually looks quite white. If I put the white next to it, you can see it is actually a flesh colour. If you haven't already learned how to make flesh colours, then it really is it is easy. It's nowadays they actually say you use the paprika. I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to stop my video. My dad's just turned up. Thank you, bye.